Hi there, welcome to Kneppyinvests. Almost exactly 1 year ago, I did my first video on Polynovo. In fact, it's probably my only video on Polynovo. And they released a trading update, and the share price on that day decreased by something like 14%. Share price around that time was about $3, almost exactly $3, in fact. And this was the beginning, maybe not the beginning, but it was around this time where we saw a lot of negative sentiment come into this company. The market cap was fairly high for a company that wasn't producing a lot of revenue because the market absolutely loved the potential future of this company. And then we saw the share price drop from that $3 all the way down to about a low of about $1.30. But just because there was negative sentiment around that time and that negative sentiment continued all the way through the rest of 2021 doesn't mean that negative sentiment will continue forever. In fact, what I do is I'm waiting for a time that negative sentiment can turn to positive. And I'm really waiting for that change in sentiment in those sort of companies which I do think have a really good potential future. And Polynovo is one of those companies. And the reason why there's a potential shift in sentiment right now is because they released their preliminary half-year results. I think it was half-year, maybe it was quarter-year results. And the market did react quite positively to this announcement. Share price rose 25% on the back of it. And even though the share price has been dropping, this could be the turning point for Polynovo. Now, I won't say it's the definite turning point for the company because we still have to play out a few more days to see if there is any selling. Now, I am recording this video an hour and 20 minutes after opening on the 13th of January, and the share price is down 6%. So a little bit of selling has come in on the opening of this trading day. Doesn't mean that selling will continue. So I will be keeping a close eye on Polynovo, and if this selling does decrease, I might take a position in this company, just a trading position at this point in time. Let's just go back in time to a period from about September, actually July of 2020, all the way to 13th of December of 2021. And the share price of Polynovo reached a high in December of 2020 of $4. So the market cap of the company back then was over $2 billion, maybe even approaching $3 billion, even though the revenue and the cash flows of this company were quite low. In fact, the cash flows of this company was negative. So the market was really anticipating significant growth of Polynovo over the next 5 years. And that's why they were giving this company a high valuation. And we actually did see the share price increase quite substantially from October through to December of 2020. But then we saw the share price fall off a cliff all of a sudden. And the reason it fell off a cliff was they did release that trading update towards the start of January. And I did a video when they released that update, the share price had fallen 13%. Now, previous to this release of this update, the share price had started to fall, and this just sort of reinforced the new negative sentiment coming into this company. And even though the share price didn't do much over the next half year, we really saw the share price move into a well-defined downtrend in July when the share price was around $2.75, and it fell all the way to $1.36. So the share price fell 50% over about a 5 to 6 month period. And the reason I'm talking about up to 13th of December, because they did release an announcement on the 14th of December, which could have been a breakout because it was a positive announcement. And the market did react initially positive to it. So let's have a look at that particular announcement the company released on the 14th of December. The announcement that Polynovo did release on the 14th of December was titled Record US Sales in July and November and Other Matters. I won't go through the whole announcement. I'll just talk about a few snippets from the commentary that I did find intriguing. The first bit was in regards to the job that the interim CEO, Max Johnson, was doing. The very fact that someone mentioned, whoever wrote this, mentioned he's had a significant impact on morale and is closely engaged with the management team, staff, customers, and all stakeholders. Even though this could be an opinion, it is possible that the interim CEO is doing a really good job and possibly has turned things around. The chairman of Polynovo, David Williams, also mentioned there has been a significant uplift in intensity in all areas of the business in the last month. We are adding immediately significant scale to our US sales force and some important new hires in the UK and other parts of the business. So straight away, it seems like the company and the chairman is a little bit bullish about where Polynovo is heading. The fact they are adding sales or members to the sales team in the United States is important. And they also gave us some numbers to back up the bullishness. The US had a strong start to quarter two with sales of 3.42 million US dollars. And November was particularly strong, almost equaling their record month set in July. And both of those months were very close to 2 million US dollars. So how did the market react to this announcement? Well, let's have a look at the trading on the 14th of December 2021. Then this is the updated chart of Polynovo up until the end of trading on December 14. And the market initially really loved this announcement. In fact, the share price increased 15% on large volume. The only problem when you look at the updated chart is even though the share price did move from $1.38 to $1.57, that move from $1.38 was the long-term low for the company, and the new price it ended on the trading on that day, $1.57, was only a 1 month high. And so that meant there was a lot of resistance moving forward because a lot of shareholders had bought in at higher prices over the previous 6 months and were looking to sell out. Now, not all shareholders who had bought in the previous 6 months would be looking at that, but a lot of shareholders, a lot of investors these days, whenever the share price falls from and they buy in, become fairly negative, fairly bearish about that company, and they look for opportunities to sell out. So some shareholders would have found particularly those negative shareholders, would have found the opportunity to sell out their shares on this day, particularly those who had bought in about 1 or 2 months ago. So even though the share price did increase on large volume on this day, this was definitely not a breakout. We would have needed confirmation, and the best way to have confirmation is to see how trading occurred over the next few trading days. So let's have a look at that now. And this is why I sometimes, when I do see a potential breakout from a company, I like just to wait a few days, because when you see the share price increasing 50% on large volume, but the share price is in a well-defined downtrend, there's a lot of resistance moving forward. And over the next 4 trading days, the share price of Polynovo actually fell 12%, taking away almost all the gains the company saw on the day they released this announcement. So definitely was not the breakout I was looking for in regards to this company. And then from that trading week in December up until the 10th of January, the share price of Polynovo was just going sideways, trading between about $1.38 and $1.57, which was the range of the share price increasing back on December 14. So this could have been the beginning of a long consolidation period for Polynovo, and long consolidation periods are very healthy for a company that has been in a long-term downtrend. And the reason why it's healthy is because all those shareholders who had bought in at high prices over the past 6 months eventually become bored, eventually become sick of the share price not doing anything, and they just give up and then eventually sell out for a loss. And eventually, all those shareholders who want to sell out do sell out. That means there's much less pressure on the share price as it moves higher. And this is particularly true after very long consolidation periods. So I'm always looking out for the company share price who are in long consolidation periods. But that didn't happen with Polynovo, because on the 11th of January, they did release a positive update. So let's have a look at that positive update right now. And this positive update was in regards to the first half financial year 22 trading numbers. And the title of this was Record US Sales December and Quarter 2. So remember the previous announcement, it was record sales for November, and those record sales have been beaten in December. In fact, the US sales for December were a record $2.43 million US. Remember, The previous record was just under $2 million. So this was a significant increase on not only the previous quarter, but also year on year. In fact, they did mention up 76% on same time last year. The quarter two results were a record 5.86 million US dollars, up 105% on the same time last year. And year to date sales in the US at $10.4 million, up 58% year on year. And also strong quarter on quarter. So that quarter on quarter grew 31%. So everything's growing for this company. But this is what the market expected. The market expected significant growth in this company, and that's why the valuation of Polynovo is above $1 billion. They also added 16 new accounts in quarter one and a further 19 added in quarter two, bringing the total US counts to 154. So fairly bullish trading or business for Polynovo in the past month, the past quarter, and since the start of the financial year. And if they can keep this momentum going, that would be very positive for the company. This is the updated chart for Polynovo up until the first hour of trading on the 13th of January. So this includes the full day's trading for the 11th and 12th of January, and only the first hour and a bit of trading on the 13th of January. Fairly bullish move when they released this announcement. Share price increased 25%, which was a nice move, increasing from about $1.55 to about $1.80, and the share price moved well above the previous high we saw when they released that announcement on December 14. So straight away, that is a bullish move. The other bullish move was, or the reason this is a bullish move is because the volume, the highest volume on up day over the past 7 to 8 months. So the market did like this announcement. And the next most important thing about the chart and the trading over the past few days is the day after they released this announcement, share price actually moved higher by another 2%. So we didn't see a lot of selling on that day. And if there was some selling, there was enough buyers to take all that supply. And the most likely investors who would be selling out of Polynovo at these sort of share prices are those who bought in October, towards the start of November, when the share price was hovering around $1.80 to $1.90. So that is a little bit of resistance there. If the share price can move above that resistance, so that's above $1.94, that would be a bullish move. Now, the share price is down 6% during the first hour and a bit of trading on January the 13th. That's not a bad thing. That's just some people maybe taking a little bit of profits, some day traders taking profits, but the share price keeps on falling on this day. That will be a bearish move. But if the share price recovers, moves back toward about $1.80, so right now the share price is $1.72. The share price moves back to $1.80, which would mean there's a little bit of buying coming in because the share price has fallen. That would be a bullish move. I have not taken a position in the company right now. I just want to see how the trading occurs over the next few trading days, just because share price of this company has been in a downtrend. So we need a lot of power, a lot of buyers coming in to take all the supply of those investors' shares who have bought in the last 6 months. And if we do see the share price starting to move up from here, that would be a fairly bullish move, a fairly powerful bullish move. So I just want to get confirmation that the sentiment of this company has turned around before I take a position. That's all I have for this video on Polynovo and the possible breakout in the share price. For those who don't know, I'll just give a brief description of what Polynovo does. They utilize their bioabsorbable polymer technology, NovoSorb, designed to facilitate the dermis to grow within a polyurethane matrix. So what does all that mean? It's all about tissue repair. So wounds, all types of ulcers, surgical wounds, grafts, that sort of thing, abrasions, lacerations, burns, and skin tears. So lots of applications for their technology. I think they have something like 74 patents. So there is lots of potential for this company over the next few decades. That's probably why the market is quite excited about this company and why the valuation is over $1 billion right now, yet they don't have a lot of revenue. So that's all I really have to say about Polynovo. If you have any questions or further questions about this company or any other company on the ASX, please leave your thoughts, your questions, your comments in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor if you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.